Alright, hello everyone, my name is Sage and welcome once again back to my Cassette Beasts playthrough here on YouTube. And in today's episode we're gonna go explore a little bit of the eastern part of the map. We have a bunch of quests there to do, so we're gonna check them out and see what we can get done with those. And just, explore around and see if we can find some new areas, some new captains maybe to beat, whatever we might encounter. Without further ado, let's get into it. So, today we have a lot of these quests in the Autumn Hills, actually 3 of them. Landkeepers, Fiery Dance and Captain Z. And I'm gonna start today with this Fiery Dash quest. Apparently there's some kind of a beast in the Autumn Hills that we can record, and it will give us some kind of like a new ability that we can actually use. I started exploring like in the southern part of this eastern part of the map, and then we accidentally found this guy, who is actually a captain, which we can actually fight and challenge. I was a little bit hesitant here first that, hey, wait a minute, am I ready to fight this guy? But then in the end I decided, hey, I'm just gonna give it a shot and see how it goes. So, we're gonna start this fight. We're gonna start this episode with a little bit of surprise fight against this captain. Let's see how it's going to go. So, as the battle commences, we're gonna have another double battle, of course, here. And the enemies are a little bit lower level than me, so at least I know that I have a fighting chance here. I just sent out my sheep guy and my snake, because I thought they might be just overall maybe best options against anything that might come up to fight against us. So the captain himself has this evolved mole armor guy, and then they actually have the dandelion. So it's the unevolved form what we have as well in our team. I reckon poison attacks are probably good against the dandelion here, and I'll try to put the molting to sleep, but unfortunately it just fails, so that is a bit unfortunate, but of course it's only 50% chance to hit, so it's really not something that can be relied on with too much of an accuracy. But anyway, I just decided I'm gonna try to take out the captain's aid out first, so that then we could just be able to take out the captain against 2-on-1 fight. We also get leads, unfortunately, so we're gonna be sucking our health a little bit in each turn, but it's not really something that is necessarily too dangerous, because of course we still are able to do more damage than they are able to heal, so in that sense we are fine. And we are also taking attacks from this captain's monster pretty well. Our defenses are a bit better than maybe what I was originally anticipating. So we are definitely in a good spot in the sense that, yeah, we can get some damage done and take out this dandelion thing here straight off the bat. And thankfully this aid actually did not have any other beasts, so we can just now focus on fighting the captain himself. We are now a little bit low on HP. I decided to just attack with the sheep, and then I think I just decided to change the snake out here, because yeah, I don't think it's gonna be doing much against this molting. Yeah, we get our evolved dandelion guy out here now, so we can use it as a kind of like a support guy. We can use the leads of our own, we can set up some elemental walls, we can do all kind of a good defensive shenanigans. I think I immediately just do the elemental wall here to protect my sheep guy from this mole. Gets the revenge strike here, so that hurts a bit. And unfortunately, it was actually still able to take out the sheep. I was kind of hoping that maybe the elemental wall would go up, but again, my blossom ball, yeah, that's the name of my monster, is a little bit too slow, so it wasn't able to do it in time. Anyway, we ascend in the decibel here, and I realized that for some reason I cannot see all my attacks here. I don't know why. Maybe it's because of the grounded ability or something. I was just trying to kind of here read that, hey, why is it that I cannot see? Because I have all of these attacks as stickers here with my decibel. So I was like, wait a minute, why cannot I not see them? I'm not 100% sure why is that. If you know, let me know, because I was a little bit confused about that here, definitely. But anyway, we can still, of course, get our Sonic Boom attack in for some good damage. And then the Judas goes again with the double slice. Unfortunately, it attacks always both of my monsters, so Blossom here has taken a little bit of beating already at this point. We get the leech in though, so we could, you know, try to get some healing back. And actually, here we do the fusion as well into Decimal. I just hadn't realized that, yeah, there's this fusion meter that builds up, and now we were able to actually, I think this is like the first time I use a fusion against not an Archangel. And apparently, I don't know if it's the case, but apparently any monster or beast can fuse with each other, and they all have like original fusions. So that's something that is very appreciated from the game developers, if they actually made it so that any monster can fuse with anything else and they all have a unique fusion. Because that's a lot of work, I would assume, if that's the case. But anyway, with this fusion that we have here, we're just, you know, very tanky now. We can take a lot of damage without, you know, losing that much of an HP. And we can also deal a pretty good damage back. So we are actually in a pretty good spot here now to just gonna whack this thing down. And then I think the captain's gonna send out the next monster, which is this poison type gooey thing. Which is a little bit unfortunate, of course, to us, because it can cause the poison damage against us. And that causes some extra residual damage every turn. So we are taking a little bit more beating now than we did against the first monster. We are still doing kind of okay damage here, and I also noticed that I can just unfuse anytime I want, apparently, which can be probably something that is a good option in some certain situations. But at the moment I still decided I'm just gonna actually keep on attacking with the fusion, because if the fusion goes down, it means both of my monsters go down, but I can just send in then the next ones to kind of finish the job if needed. So I don't think there was any worth for me to even try to unfuse here. It actually still barely survived my attack, and I think with the poison residual damage here, fusion will go down pretty soon. But we still get the finishing attack in first thing first, and beat up the captain. But yeah, the poison takes my beasts out, but again, it doesn't really matter because the fight is already over, and we have won the fight.
You had strategies.
And as we get this stamp from this captain, and we have already beaten 4 of them. Very good progression, I would say. Next I'm gonna head back into trying to, you know, complete that fiery dash mission. So trying to find this whatever monster I need to find. Before that though, I took care of some other people who wanted to fight me, and then I went to the camp to actually just rest up and, you know, restore my beasts. And actually, I didn't realize it before, but my sheep guy had collected enough of the stars to actually get remastered into next form, which was a little bit surprising for me, because I wasn't sure will the Wultergeist actually be able to be even remastered anymore. But it is, and it turns into Ramtasm, and this thing, if nothing else, looks pretty sick in design at least. This kind of a ethereal ram guy. Kind of surprisingly though, I wasn't expecting that its melee attack is that much better than its range attack, so that was a bit surprise for me. Anyway, we can also remaster the Kitelli here in the next form, Cat 5. So got a little bit power up for this thing as well, and yeah, it's kind of transformed into form that I was maybe expecting. Bigger television in the head and just a bigger form in general. As we explore in the eastern parts of the map, we found these kind of interesting looking Bulletino called monsters as beasts. They were charging and dashing around quite a lot, so I thought maybe this is the monster that I actually have to catch here. The name of the quest was Fiery Dash. This thing is a fire type apparently, and it was, as said, dashing around. And it is kind of a bullet shaped, so maybe that's the whole gimmick of this beast. So I decided, yeah, let's try to catch this thing and see if this is actually the thing we needed to find here. We just need to take care of course, the little mole guy, and then just, you know, try to focus on then to catch this thing. I also noticed here that when I use just a common, you know, tape to try to record this thing, that I don't know if it's just because of the game progression, but it looks like the regular tapes are not that effective anymore when trying to record new monsters. It always seems that I always have to use some higher ones to actually get like good chances to get these things recorded, because as we can see here we just failed because it was only like 51% to get. So I decided, yeah, I guess I'll just use one of my chrome tapes here. That will probably give me big enough of a chance to you know, get this thing recorded and actually, you know, get the quest completed as well. But yeah, I don't know, as said, because this thing's low level I don't think is that high. So I would say that in that regard, regular tape should be maybe fine enough. But maybe this is also just kind of a special case with this monster because it is related to unlocking a new ability and stuff like that. So maybe that's why it's a little bit harder to catch. But yeah, with the chrome tape anyway, we get the 1% chance to get this thing catched. So that's the most important thing. So we can get it successfully catched. Here we also learned a new interaction with different types. So plastic type monster actually turns into poison type when attacked by fire type attacks. That was kind of interesting to see. But alas, yeah, as said, we catch this thing. And this was actually the monster we needed to catch here. Its description pretty much tells all about this thing, as it said that it definitely keeps on dashing around. And we learned this Bulletino dash. So it's an upgrade to the dash we are using with the B button. Now it just kind of, you know, leaves this kind of fiery trail behind, and it's just much more like powerful and faster way to, you know, kind of speed through the map whenever, you know, traversing into longer distances. So it's kind of a pretty cool thing to get. And here we can also see that it can actually be used to break these kind of crackled rocks to find a new ways to explore. For example, here we can find this whirlwind that kind of takes us up here into new areas, and we can smash through these rocks as well. And we are actually able to, you know, as said, find some new areas to explore and see what we can find here. So as I dash around, I noticed that I can actually find my way up into this lever, and this actually works kind of a shortcut because it opens up this whirlwind. And as you can see, there's that Landkeeper's building that I tried to find my way in a couple episodes back, but you know, couldn't find a way how to access the rooftop. But here I can see actually that, hey, I can probably just get there from here. But before that, I will go heal up my team a little bit, and then I will head here to try to find my way to that rooftop. At the camp we also have a nice little chat with Meredith to actually increase the relationship level with her. So basically building up the relationship level makes also the fusion powers much more stronger. So every time we fuse with Meredith's beast now, the fusion itself is actually just stronger. We can also now remaster our Masquerade here into the next form, and actually there's two choices. I decided to choose the Ruthlessness because it just sounded badass, and it turns into Jormungand. I think this was a monster I've seen before with some enemy. I don't know if it was shown in any of the previous episodes or was it off screen, but anyway, this is a pretty cool looking monster and a nice little power up to my team. So next we land on this rooftop here to get into this Landkeeper's building. It's time to take on a couple more of them now. This fight is actually quite simple. Well, it's a little bit challenging. No, never underestimate the battles in this game. That's what I've learned. They always seem to start pretty easy, but then the enemies pull up some stronger monsters, and you know, then you notice you're maybe a little bit screwed. But yeah, they start with these two, whatever these spring heels, I guess these things are called. Yeah, this kind of a rapid type of things with these little fake wings, I guess. They are not that strong themselves, but their evolved or remastered forms definitely are. We're gonna see a little bit of those as well in this battle. First we just need to take care of these things. Decibel is good option here because it can get some good AoE damage done. We can get the other one of them leeched to hopefully get some healing from that. And yeah, ain't nothing much to it. We're just gonna keep on attacking. They are unfortunately apparently a bit faster than us, so we're definitely taking a little bit of damage because of that before we get the chance to attack. But, and also, yeah, forgot to mention about the flinch. There's also a flinch mechanic, of course, in the game, which prevents Decibel from attacking if it gets flinched like that. But here, actually, yeah, Decibel is faster than them, but yeah, because of the flint shenanigans previously, it wasn't able to attack them. But now, we take both of the little guys out, and then they send us the stronger forms, you could definitely say. Decibel is a little bit low on HP, but we're gonna try to get the elemental wall set up. Unfortunately, again, not quite fast enough, so. And this bite actually almost took Merit out here, so that was a bit scary, because if Merit would have gone out, then I would have probably had to fight these guys alone. But thankfully Merit barely lives, we can set up the elemental wall for protection and send in the Jormungand Gold here. Test out kinda how strong this guy is and hopefully get some good damage done, you know. So, let's choose attacks here. We get the toxic stab, because I think this thing's melee attacks are maybe stronger than the range attacks, if I'm not mistaken about that. So here we go. And that definitely takes the enemy out in one shot, so yeah, Jormungand definitely pretty damn strong. Despite attacks the elemental wall, doesn't do much. We get the lead set up just in case. I mean, we're already in a good situation now, that getting closer to just, you know, win the fight. But, you know, always want to play it safely here. Energy shot also does already pretty good damage here. It was pretty surprising to see. And yeah, elemental wall goes down, but that's fine already at this point. Smack does just a tiny bit damage. Revenge strike hurts a little bit. But now we are ready to just finish this thing off with just a couple more attacks. Nothing to it. Just get the energy shot in like so, and the enemy goes down. So yep, this fight looked a little bit difficult at one point, but then it just turned out completely fine. Running around more in the autumn hills, we actually find this new area with the new campfire where we can recover anytime needed. And we also found these cultist enemies. I don't know what's up with these guys exactly, but they definitely want to try to put up a fight. And they are just going on about something about some cult, which I guess is somehow related to some story here. Maybe to some side quest or something like that. We also have a new fast travel point here, but no train station, so I guess no Archangel in this area, at least for the time being. What we can also see here is this huge building right next to us with these big wooden walls, and there is also that cultist guy just kind of guarding the gate. If I try to approach here, he tells me that I'm not welcome here, and I cannot actually get inside here at the moment. I don't know, what do I need to do? I tried to that can I just dash through quickly through him here, but nope, the game stops me every time, so definitely not getting in there at the moment at least. Here I decided to look into another quest on the hunt for the high lucky guy who wants us still keep on recording beasts for him. Apparently there should be a rabbit with wings in this area, and when I noticed this Twackalope here, I noticed, hey, maybe it means actually this beast, or its previous form, something like that. So I decided I'm gonna, you know, record this thing and see if recording it will complete the mission for me. So we get the thing successfully recorded. Pretty cool looking thing. Another air type, which might be good. Because I am also thinking that maybe at some point I have to, you know, or no need to, but maybe I want to make some changes to my team setup time to time. Because at the moment I feel like my team is maybe even already a little bit over leveled. So maybe just changing around my beasts and, you know, training some weaker ones to strong ones as well is pretty good idea. Anyway, it was the correct monster to catch, and we get the on the hunt quest completed, so we can at the end of the episode return to the back to town and kind of report that quest in. After running around a bit, I find this guy just laying here on the floor. Maybe he's sleeping or maybe he's in danger, I don't know, but we'll talk to him, and it just actually turns out to be the next captain who was just sleeping around here for some reason. He immediately does not want to fight us actually. He gives us a mission to take out these bulletinos around the area. So I guess we'll do that first thing first then. Taking out enemies around here is thankfully not too difficult. Because I said my team maybe is a little bit over leveled at the moment. We are taking enemies down quite quickly and easily. One annoying thing with these bulletinos is though that they self-destruct sometimes when they get taken out. So they are dealing a lot of damage every time I defeat one. But anyway, I got 5 of those defeated, and then I went to heal up my guys in a camp before talking to Captain Z, because he might want to fight us next. And right after healing the team back to good shape, we go talk to Captain Z, we get the quest completed, and get ready to fight this guy. this guy doesn't really feel too motivated to fight against us, but let's see how this is going to go. So he has this astral type monster and as a backup this fire type thing as well. I have my Ramtasm and the Jormungand here. I just wanted to, took my strongest guy in this fight because I wasn't sure how difficult this fight will be. And actually with the poison type attacks we can get this berserk status on the worm guy, so it means that it cannot try to do any kind of status shenanigans, it will have to try to keep on just attacking. The fire type hurts a bit, gotta say. Jormungand definitely taking a bit of damage there, so looks like I might have to, be a little bit careful here. Fight is not gonna be necessarily too easy. But yeah, I just decided, I'm just gonna actually focus on to the astral type monster here, because I can just keep it on in the berserk status, so that way if it wants to do any kind of setting up, raise stats or anything like that, it will be prevented of doing so. And we also can get some good damage in, of course, to the worm thing and try to take it out first. I also set up the elemental wall here to protect the Jormungand a little bit here from the attacks, because apparently enemy is definitely trying to focus on taking out the Jormungand first. Maybe it actually, the AI in the game is smart enough to notice that, hey, you're causing this berserk status on my guy and I don't like it, so I want to take you out. And yeah, ain't nothing much to it, kind of, just use the Ramtasm here as a kind of a supportive guy, and also getting some damage in time to time, setting up also a little bit attack boost for him as well. And yeah, but mainly just focus on, doing the damage with the Jormungand here, definitely. Elemental will go down, which is unfortunate, because as said, they are definitely focusing on to take out my Jormungand here, first thing first. I don't know, maybe it would have been a good idea for me to actually take out the other monster first, because then we would have again another 2 against 1 situation here. But I didn't really realize to think it that way in this fight. I was just focusing on to take out the other monster first, so it caused maybe a little bit just extra difficulty for this fight because of that. But it's fine, We still all have all of our healing items left, so we can recover whenever needed. And also, yeah, we still do pretty good damage and are able to take out the worm enemy like so. And unfortunately here we do miss the battering ram, because if that could have got the hit in, it would have been a pretty good damage. And maybe even took out, that other monster. Not sure about that, but maybe. Now we have this new kind of monster. I have not seen this thing before in this game, so I have no idea how strong will it be, or how dangerous, But, I just decided I'm just gonna, attack there and then use another healing item to heal up the Jormungand once again. Because I don't want to take the risk that if I try to set up the elemental wall, that this thing outspeeds and, gets to take out the Jormungand before the elemental wall is set up. We have a little bit of bad experiences of those kind of attempts. So this time I tried to play it a little bit even more safer. Ain't nothing to it, just gonna keep on attacking. And we also have this nurse ability, so we can of course time to time you do some healing even without using the healing items, which is pretty nice. So even if we would run out of all of the healing items, we still have some chance to do some healing as well. But yeah, enemy still of course just focusing on trying to take out the Jormungand here. It is absolutely fine for me. Try to set up the elemental wall here once again. Toxic stab does okay damage. This thing seems to be a little bit more sturdier than the first beast we missed. Now that I think about it, maybe this actually is an evolved form of that thing. I think it could be the case. But anyway, we got the elemental wall set up, so we are safe from the attacks for a little while. And yeah, ain't nothing much to it. We're gonna try the battering ram again against this thing here to see if we can finally hit it, and get another berserk status against this guy. Oh, we're just keeping it up basically. This time the battering ram hits, does a pretty good damage. If I could get another one through, it would be definitely enough to take it out. And also because it got the accuracy drop, the other monster missed its attacks. Unfortunately, the other one hits though and takes out the Jormungand. I mean, I guess that was, bound to happen sooner or later. But it's fine, we still have the rest of our team still here in good condition. I decided to set out the Cat 5 here, because it has this priority move zoomies, so it can attack first. And hopefully it is enough to take out this monster here. And as said, thankfully it was. And then we hit the battering ram, and that will almost, actually not almost, but be just exactly enough to take out the other guy, and we win the fight.
Wow.
And that's already 5th stamp on the stamp card or whatever this thing's called. But we're still not even halfway there with the captain, so there's still a lot of stuff to do to find the rest of them. Anyway, that's pretty much all for Zed. And we got pretty much all the quests that we came here to do completed, which is pretty good. For now, we're just gonna actually return to town, turn in that one quest for High Lucky, and pretty much then we're gonna be done with today's episode.
Hey.
Here we still though get another relationship level upgrade to Meredith. When we head our way to turn in the On the Hunt quest, we actually meet a couple familiar faces from previous episodes.
Nah. So do I!
Well... Greetings! Huh?
So we turn in the quest, and apparently Hoylake wants to give us some quiz about something, so we'll answer some questions for him.
Excellent.
Also, sorry if I keep mispronouncing this guy's name, because I never remember what his name is, and then I remember it all wrongly and then mispronounce it properly. And now that I see the correct name, I still don't know how to exactly pronounce it, so sorry about that.
Thank you.
And as we get some rewards, Hoylake of course will give us a next monster to try to go and find. It's apparently something wearing a skull. I think we've seen this monster in the past because we've been in that area before. But yeah, other than that, we're gonna be done for today's episode, and let's see what we're gonna do next time. Just gonna look through the quests once I, get back in the game next time, and we'll continue from there then. Thank you for watching this episode of my Cassette Beasts playthrough. If you enjoyed this part, remember to like the video, comment down any thoughts you might have below in the comment field about the game, or if you have any other comments in mind, let me know. And of course, if you knew we were here, remember to subscribe to support the channel. And as always, I will see you all with the future videos. For now, it's bye bye.